of course, for this review, I had to go for the homeless Frankenstein look and everything because, you know, why the fuck not? Frankenstein is a movie about Frankenstein, and there's gargoyles fighting vampire demon things, and bad things are happening around here, and it's amazing to watch. And what I mean by that is this movie is terrible. I'm letting you know right now I'm going to be doing spoilers in this review because I just have to. This is that type of movie. But going into this movie, I really didn't have many expectations. I thought the movie would be garbage. It looked terrible. It just... I like Aaron Eckhart, but the movie just looked atrocious. This is like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life, and I just... First of all, Aaron Eckhart, I really like him as an actor. I wish he would do better movies than this because he is a good actor, and I hope that he does get more roles after this because here he's just not allowed to do anything. He pretty much just scowls the entire movie like, what do you want? I go my own way. I'm gonna punch you in the air, slow-mo and everything like that. It'll look cool for the kiddies. It does not look cool, by the way. It just looks hilarious, but I'll get to things like that in a bit. Yvonne Strahovski is his love interest. Yeah, Frankenstein is a love interest, and she's... I've seen her on Dexter in a few episodes, and she was pretty good on that, but here she's wooden. I blame that mostly on the script. Also, wooden is Bill Nye. Not wooden, I guess. He's more campy, but he doesn't seem like he wants to be there, and I felt like he could have handed up here, but he didn't have the lines to, and that brings me to something. The script in this movie is awful. There are so many lines in this movie that are just so hilarious. Like, the first time they introduced these gargoyles, we are the Gargoyle Order. The Gargoyle Order, oh my god, it's just stupid. This movie is really dumb. Like, this is one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. Alright, let's start talking about the movie itself because I really want to talk about it. Like, okay, so this movie starts out and you see Frankenstein for about 10-15 minutes. You see him actually like in like 1700s or whatever it was, being Frankenstein and everything. That was kind of cool. It was still pretty dumb, but moving on from that, then they introduced this Gargoyle Order. I can't pronounce gargoyle ever. That's when hilarity starts and begins to ensue for the rest of the movie, and it does not let up. There are a few scenes that are not that great and they're just boring, but a lot of the scenes in this movie are just straight up hilarious and they're not supposed to be. To explain to you guys how terrible this movie is, I'm gonna talk about stupid things in the movie, like this Gargoyle Order. Alright, they're supposed to protect humanity, right? So they bring Frankenstein in like the 1700s. They're like, okay, we're gonna protect you until until we can get you to safety away from the demons. And then he's like, nah, I'm walking outside. And they're like, oh, okay, Frankenstein, bye. Okay then, 200 years later, they kidnap him again, and they're like, alright Frankenstein, we're keeping you here this time. And then the demons come and just kill all the gargoyles, not all of them, some of them, and then... Then they blame Frankenstein for it. It's like, you kidnapped him and brought him back to your palace, and you blame him for your people dying because you brought him there, and that's what the demons want. These people are dumb. No one in this movie is like, you can't root for anybody. You don't want the demons to win because they're dumb looking. Alright, these people, they turn into demons, and it's prosthetics, and you'd think that they would be able to do really good prosthetic work for demons by this day and age, like they did in Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. That movie wasn't that great, but the prosthetics for the witches was fantastic. In this movie, the demons, the prosthetics look like they puff up the face, and they can't talk. They talk like they have peanut butter in their mouths once they get this stupid prosthetic work on their face. It's like, I am the demon, and I am going to kill you, Frankenstein. No. There's just so many little things that probably people wouldn't even find funny that I did. Like in this, there's this scene where Yvonne Strahovski and Frankenstein, they go back to her apartment and she starts, stitching up his wounds all hot. Like, that's the hottest scene in the movie. And then Frankenstein's like, alright, we need to get out of here soon. And then he just lays down and sleeps for a while. It's like, oh, okay. That just, whatever. Fuck it. Who cares if we're in mortal danger? I need to sleep, mortal. Go fuck yourself. No, sorry, it'd be more like, I need to sleep, mortal. go fuck yourself. And the whole reason that the villain Bill Nye wants Frankenstein is because he wants to create an entire army of Frankensteins so he can summon demon souls into Frankenstein like people, because the Frankenstein people, they're reanimated, they don't have souls because they're technically dead. It's so dumb, and it's just so amazing to watch these people try and actually sell this awful dialogue. It's so funny. Oh man. And there's this scene near the end where Bill Nye turns into a demon. He's pretty much Satan, except he's not red. And he has this like dress on. He has this like this really long skirt on. It's so dumb looking. And then he tries to draw a soul into Frankenstein. If anyone has seen Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, you remember that scene where Nicolas Cage goes in and out of like having those ball eyes turning into Ghost Rider? It's like that. Like there's this just demon going in and out of his eyes. It's so stupidly funny. Like this entire movie. This movie is terrible, but I'm glad I actually was able to have a good time with it. So moving on, I, Frankenstein is a terrible movie. It's not well acted. Some of the CGI, most of the CGI actually looks pretty good, except for some fire. There's a lot of fire in this movie. Whenever you kill a demon, they turn into fire, and, you know, that's that. Gargoyles looked fine, but you know what? I didn't talk about this, actually. The gargoyles are dicks in this movie, alright? You don't want them to win either, because they're so dumb. They kidnap Frankenstein, they're like, oh, we like you right now, Frankenstein, and then they don't like him, and then they like him, and then they don't. They're just so flip-floppy, you just don't care about them. I wanted to see them die, too. I want Frankenstein to kill everyone. That would have been fun. And there's so many terrible little shots, like Frankenstein jumps in the air in slow-mo and punches this gargoyle in the head while flying. There's so much CGI in this movie, but actually most of it is pretty decent, so I can't fault it for that. The acting is pretty bad, the script is terrible. The action, it's not terribly filmed, but it's there. It's not that entertaining. Overall, I, Frankenstein is a D. It's not a good movie at all. Pure entertainment value for me, I'd probably give it like a B or something, but as a straight-up movie, it's a D. It's a really bad. If you don't want to see it, don't go see it. If you want to find something that could potentially have some hilarity to it, I think you could enjoy this movie, because I think this movie is hilarious. So what do you guys think of I, Frankenstein? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Should I be homeless Frankenstein for the rest of my reviews? Rate me in the comments down there and tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there, because if you don't, I'm gonna go my own way.